YouTube beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be playing around with the Dermablend Insta-Grip Jelly Primer. I'm very excited to test this out. It says it's a 3-in-1 multitasking primer. I think this is supposed to have a gripping effect while prepping skin for an optimal slip-free makeup result. So this is supposed to be like a skincare slash primer in one. It says it's a makeup gripping primer, instant moisturizer, and tightening mask. So I'm eager to see if this is actually going to tighten my skin or do anything along those lines. And I'm really interested to see how foundation is going to apply on top of it. It's supposed to smooth and tighten skin texture, instantly moisturize. It says this finish is supposed to be a smooth and natural finish to provide a smooth makeup canvas. It says it works well for all skin tones, plays well with all makeup shades, it's suitable for all skin types. Yeah, I'm very excited to test this out. So before we jump into the video, be sure to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss out on future videos. I upload Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I also did not mention how many ounces of product this has in it. It has 1 fluid ounce, so standard. So let's jump in and just see what this packaging looks like. I have not even opened it. Alright, so here's what the primer looks like. It does look like it has a little twist where you can lock it into place so it does not accidentally get pushed down so you don't lose any product. It says avoid contact with eyes. That doesn't make me feel good. Alright, so I'm just going to take this on my fingers and go ahead and just apply it all over my skin. I'm a little nervous at how this is going to go. It feels very hard to push down this pump. It feels like the product is very sticky and very heavy. It feels like honey. It feels like I'm rubbing honey on my skin, and it dries down very fast. My skin is very sticky. Once it's set down, you can't really smooth or rub your skin very well because it just kind of sticks to your fingers. Yeah, it feels like I have honey on my skin. It feels very heavy. I don't know if it's tightening or anything. I might have to apply foundation on top to see if it actually does that. So far, I don't really like the way that it's feeling on my skin. I have a feeling that applying foundation is going to be a little interesting. I don't know how it's going to go with it being so dang sticky. I just realized that my little wine bottles back there weren't turned on. Sorry about that. They are on now. It does feel like it has sunk into my skin a little bit more. My skin is definitely shiny. Like, I would not just apply this primer and then go throughout my day because I look like a grease ball. But it doesn't feel as sticky. So maybe that's a good sign. I don't know. I'm going to be taking the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. See how this goes. I really don't know how this foundation is going to apply over this primer. So let's just go in and see what happens. I'm just patting like I normally would with this foundation. Feels like I'm not getting as much coverage as I normally do with this foundation. Let me apply a little more. Does feel like my beauty blender is getting a little stuck on the primer because the primer is so sticky. When I'm trying to blend in my foundation, it's just kind of catching on that primer. I'm not seeing any tightening action happening. I don't see that my skin has been tightened. It does feel heavy on my skin because the primer is so thick. And I do think that it was a little difficult to work with applying the foundation and blending it in because my beauty blender got stuck on the primer. But I mean, the end result doesn't look bad. Here is my skin up close with the foundation just applied. I don't think it looks bad right now, but I don't really see what the primer is doing for my skin. So let me go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup. I'll come back, share any of my final thoughts, and I will also leave in the description box below how I thought the primer wore throughout the day. If it started, I don't know, like if it kept me matte or if it just got really oily, anything like that, I will for sure put that down in the description box. So I'm gonna go do the rest of my makeup. I'll be right back. So I'm back. I just finished the rest of my makeup. I do think that this primer made my skin look very smooth. Like, it looks very flawless and very airbrushed, and you can't really see my pores right here. So I'm really liking that effect. I'm not seeing the tightening that it's talking about. It does seem to add a little bit of a glow to my skin, so we'll see how it holds up throughout the day with my oily skin. It says it's a makeup gripping primer, instant moisturizer, and tightening mask. It doesn't really say anything about smoothing, but I do think that it has smoothed out my skin very, very nicely. While I don't think that this primer really tightened my skin, I do think that it added a nice amount of like smoothness to my skin. I think the finish looks very nice, it looks very natural, and so far I'm really liking how this primer looks, but I do think that it is way overpriced for what it is. So I don't know if I would recommend this primer completely. It has not blown me away, but I do think that it has added a nice smooth texture to my skin. So I will leave in the description box down below what I think at the very end of the day, my final thoughts. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!